We're gonna go over some stance drills tonight. Stances are your foundation in your forms. So you really wanna make sure you have a strong foundation. That's your base, making sure you're staying balanced. So the three main stances that most styles have are front stance, middle stance, horse stance, sometimes called, and then a back stance. So front stance, when we do a front stance, making sure that our toes are facing front knee is bent so I can't see my toes anymore. Back leg is straight, making sure hips and everything are square. So from the side, I wanna make sure I'm a little wider than shoulder width, but I don't wanna be too wide. So if I'm way out here, you can see there's way too much width in my legs. So I wanna make sure I'm a little bit wider than my shoulders, but not too much. My back leg should be all the way on the ground facing front. You don't wanna have their toes come up and your heels off the ground. I wanna fight to keep that back leg straight. Nor do I want this knee to be bent. A lot of times if the knee is bent, your toes are sideways and then you're trying to get that front leg straight. I also don't want to have this front leg way out here. So even if these legs are turned, you can see I'm kind of off balance, but I have no weight here. It's very easy to get swept and lose my balance. So I want to pull that foot back until I can get my knee over my ankle. So a lot of the drills we're gonna do tonight, if you see this line running down the floor, you can use a line. If you have wood at home, the grain lines work really great. That's how I used to train when I was coming up. I had wood grain lines in my house. I used to walk up and down the lines with all my different stances and just really try to get them down. Outside, you can use chalk, draw two lines on the concrete. You can use electrical tape, put that down. You can use the lines in the actual driveway, the center lines that go through, going horizontally through the driveway. So there's a lot of different ways you can use this if you want to train with this. So for here, front stance, all I'm gonna do for today, I'm gonna make it a little easier. I'm just gonna try to keep this line in between my body. For kids, I would recommend having one foot on the line and then have a second line a little bit wider than their shoulder width over here so they can actually walk forward as we go. And this makes it easier for them because they know I need to keep my right foot on this line and then I need to keep my left foot on this line, and then same thing going backwards, going forward. So I'm working on keeping that front knee bent, back leg straight, just working on drilling those. So you can also do it without that, keep the center line here, and then same thing. I'm trying to step forward, just focusing on making sure that my front knee is bent, my back leg is straight, all 10 toes are facing forward. And at the beginning, it's okay. You might even want to look down at your toes. You just want to make sure that your toes are facing the right way as we go. Okay, so that would be front stance. You have middle stance. So middle stance, I want all 10 toes facing front. I want to make sure my knees are over my ankles. My back is up straight. I don't want my back to be forward here. I really want my back up straight. You can have your hands here. A couple things you don't want. I don't want my legs to be too wide. Okay, again, I don't have any weight on my legs, so if someone were to sweep my leg, I'm gonna go down into my splits, it's gonna hurt, nor do I want my legs too close, because now if I try to get my booty down, you can see like my chest comes forward, or you'll see kids do this, like they'll go too low. I don't need to go that low. So all 10 toes facing forward, heel and toe in a straight line, and then knees bent. So the way I would use this on a wood grain line or a chalk line or the line here on the mat, I'm gonna pick a spot on my foot. So you can do the ball of the foot, the heel of the foot. I like to do the arch of my foot. So I'm just gonna put the middle part of my foot on the line, one on the other side, and then I'm just gonna start working my way down the line. So I pivot, step here. Pivot, step. And I'm gonna make sure I'm looking down at my toes. I want my heels to be connected, balls of my foot to be connected, all 10 toes facing front. So, and then I'm just turning all the way around. Now, it's a good idea to go both sides. So like from here, I step forward, but I also want to try to go towards the heel of my foot as I come around. And if you have to make these adjustments at the beginning, that's okay. That's what the drill is for. So I'm just trying to turn, and then I'm trying to really nail that width and that foot position as I go. So that's a great idea. And then for back stance, you have, remember, I'm gonna make an L, and then I'm gonna step 2 stance width forward, and I want 70 to 80% of my weight on my back leg. I don't want my weight coming forward because that'd be a front stance, so I want my weight on my back leg. Couple mistakes here. Again, I don't want this foot too far out because now you can see I don't have enough weight here. I'm gonna get swept. So I wanna make sure that that foot's back, that I can actually get most of my weight here. I also don't wanna have it too wide. So I don't want to be way out here and you can see how much distance. I want to make sure that my heel This heel is in line with my back heel or slightly to the outside, never on the inside. I don't want to cross this way because if my leg gets hit this way, my body's going to go that way. Same thing with our line here. You're just going to start. So I'm going to have one foot in the red, one foot in the black over here. I pivot and then I step forward, making sure I'm looking down, making sure I'm getting the right foot position with my toes. My weight distribution is right. Pivot, step forward. Pivot, step forward. Really looking down at the beginning just to make sure I have it. And then do the same thing backwards. So pivot, make sure I'm leaning backwards. Pivot, make sure I'm leaning backwards. You guys are just going to want to keep doing that forward and backwards over and over again. That'll give you the drills. Once you can get this down, you can get really comfortable. Notice I'm not focusing on hands. I don't have to worry about my strikes in the middle there. I'm just focusing on one element of my Taekwondo training, my stances. So make sure you guys try to nail that down, get really proficient at that. Be where you can do it in your sleep. You know, you can get to these stances in your sleep, no problem, no questions. You know what it feels like everywhere on your body. Really focus on that and you'll have those down. Good luck with that, train hard, and remember, become better than you are today.